Hello and welcome to the Future Fuel Cafe. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I make my shorts and reels for TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts using nothing more than two pieces of AI software. One of them is called AutoPod, which is a plugin for Adobe Premiere Pro. The second one is Automatic Captions, which is already built into Adobe Premiere Pro. So without further ado, let's crack on with the video. The first tool that I use is called AutoPod, and I've already made a video about this and that's linked down in the description below. But I use this feature of AutoPod called Social Clip Creator. And what this allows me to do is take any part of my video and resize it simply by creating an in and an out point. And then the second tool that I use is built in directly to Adobe Premiere Pro. And this is the automatic captions feature, which creates captions really well using nothing more than AI. And in today's age, if you have any sort of social media channel, especially on YouTube or anything like that, shorts or short form videos are a massive part of being able to reach bigger audiences. Taking snippets of your long form content and repurposing them for Instagram, YouTube, Shorts, TikTok, whatever it may be. And it's a massive part of today's age of actually having a social media presence. So now let's jump into Premiere Pro and I'll show you the step-by-step process of how I create my shorts. So here, once we've jumped into it, you already see that I've put an in and an out point here. This one basically says there's 3 interesting facts about ChatGPT. Just to quickly tell you what they are, it is to say in its first week how it had 1 million users at the end of its first week, and how it also had a valuation of $20 billion. And then also, give or take now, it's estimated that ChatGPT's daily running costs are $700,000, which is a massive chunk of change. So those are the 3 points that I talk about in this clip right here. Now we're gonna come up to Window, Extensions, and this is where AutoPod comes into play. We're now gonna go to AutoPod Socials Clip Creator, click that, and then once that opens up, you're gonna be presented with different options. So here you can see now you have the option of 1920 by 1080, 1080 by 1350, or the one that I'm interested in, which is the best for vertical, is 1080 by 1920. So this is already pre-selected and chosen the boxes, but just for reference, make sure that's selected, and 100% you wanna make sure auto reframe is selected, because with this is where the AI takes your widescreen clip and the magic that it does, and it basically resizes it, and 9 times out of 10 does an amazing job at making it look pretty perfect with the fit, with some minor adjustments I normally have to make after. So once we've done that, we're gonna hit the magic button of Create Clips, and this is where the magic happens in terms of the AI. And straight away now you can see it's doing its stuff. And now we've just seen that it's finished, we can get rid of this, and then we can come into our clip, and already we can see it's perfectly resized it pretty much, so we can have a quick look through. Here's a couple of interesting things to know about ChatGPT. When it came out in November 30th, 2022, in its first full week, it had, straight away you can see that it's reframed it pretty much perfectly. And there's a couple of things, minor adjustments that I make personally, just to do with my taste and my style. So here, for example, you see I've got a picture of Tony Stark / Iron Man, to emphasize a point about the money that it was worth. So here in the actual video, the picture comes sort of on an angle, and it has an animation where it sort of comes in nice and smoothly. And I actually still want that in the video. What we can actually do is reframe this and just tell it what we want it to do instead. So we'll come over to it and highlight it, click on the nested sequence, and what we do is basically just come down to the bottom. And when we come down to the bottom where it says auto reframe, what we want to do is basically turn it off, and straight away you'll see that's changed how this looks here. So as we play through this now, one whole week, you see it has $20 billion. So as we play through it then, you see it has the animation coming back. And to me, even though it's cropped the image a little bit, I don't mind that because Tony Stark's still in the center, but also just the fact it's got a little bit of movement, it makes it look better than a static image. And then the only other second adjustment that I want to make right now is to do actually with the ChatGPT towards the end of the video where I say about its daily running costs. So here you can see it's cropped straight in. And I mean, you know, if you want to leave it like that, you can. Or again, like we did, select it, scroll down to the bottom, turn off the auto reframe. And then once you've done that, it will allow you to then descale it, make it smaller a little bit. And if we need to make any more additional amendments to this further in the video or later down the line, we can. But those are the two little amendments that I wanted to make for now. So now that we've used AutoPod to resize and reframe the portion of the video that we want from our long form video, we now basically have to create the captions. And this is where the second AI tool comes in. And this is the one that's already built in to Adobe Premiere Pro. And this is the automatic captions. So on here now, you can go across to text-based editing on the top bar right here. And straight away, you'll see that you have this box that comes up for create captions from transcripts and other options here. But for me, I prefer to do the captions in the editing bar because I have more space and I've basically just put the text bar already here. So whatever your preference or method of doing this, it's exactly the same. We're gonna select what we wanna do, which is these clips down here. And we're gonna come up to here and we're gonna create captions from transcripts. We're gonna press that button and this box is gonna come up. So we're gonna go down to captioning preferences, and straight away it presents us with this. Now, the style of captions that I'm going for, if you're gonna call it a sort of style, a sort of like Alex Hormozi style captions, where you have sort of big blocky words that are very engaging for the viewer and they're very fast and snappy, but everyone sort of likes them right now. But I have a different take on how I do them. So to achieve that, what we're gonna do first off, under where it says maximum length in characters, we're gonna bring this number from 42 down to 10. And there we go. And then secondly, under lines, we're gonna take it from double to single, because basically what we're saying is we don't want all of the words on a first line and a second line. We want them all on one track, one line, and then when that's full, it changes. And that's how you get that effect of it being very fast, right? We simply come down to here and we press transcribe and create captions. So here we go. And straight away, we can see the AI is doing its magic once again, which I just, love. So once the AI has finished generating all of our lovely captions, we're gonna jump straight back in here now, and you can see straight away, all through here, we've had all of our beautiful captions generated for us. But before we do any sort of editing to the grammar or punctuation of it, we wanna be able to actually see it, because straight away you can see how small it is right here. So to improve this or to change this, before we do any actual editing to the writing itself, we're gonna come to captions and graphics. And then once we're on here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna highlight all of the subtitles on the top track here. And straight away, you'll see in the edit section, in the essential graphics panel, it's activated. So the size of the writing now is at 48. So we're gonna change this to about 110, maybe 120, whatever you prefer, but I like 110. And straight away, you can see it's got better, bigger in size, so we can actually read what it says now. And then the second thing we're gonna do is we're now gonna turn all of the writing into capitals. So there's a lovely little button here where we just press all caps, and straight away you can see it's changed it to all caps, and it's beautiful. Next is we want to basically take the writing from the lower part of the screen and we want to raise it up to around here, just so it's high enough that you can read it, but not low enough that it's covered up by any of the side buttons like on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube Shorts, because we want the viewer to actually see what we're saying. So what we're gonna do is come down to the align and transform area here, and we're gonna change this number from 0 to -230. And to me, that's a nice sweet spot where it's not too high, but not too low, and it just sits quite nicely there, and it doesn't interfere with the frame. So we hit that in, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna come down to the stroke section, and we're gonna activate this. And first off, we're gonna change the color from white. We're gonna change it to black, so we can just move that up to the top, hit OK. And a nice number that I like to put around all of the text, I like to go around 10 because it's not too thick and not too thin at the same time. And just straight away, you can just see it just makes that stand out that little bit more. And then the final thing that I actually do is actually change the style of the text itself. So I use one style, a font called Poppins. And this right here, this is it. So you can see I've just pressed it, but the actual specific one I use is Poppins Bold. So as soon as I click it, you'll see that it changes. and straight away it's just become more standout, you know? And along with the light black border going around all of the words as well, it makes it stand out. So that's the simple process that I do to create my captions. And then the next bit is literally just checking the spelling and the grammar. And the simplest thing to do this is just move the bar to the very beginning and watch the whole clip through and see if there's any mistakes. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Here's a couple of interesting things to know about ChatGPT. So straight away, you can see here where it says, and I'll just go back. Interesting things to know about ChatGPT. Yeah, interesting things to know about TATP. Yeah, TATP, not ChatGPT. So straight away, little things like this is where you make the amendments. So we go back to text here, or for me, I'll go back to the editing section right here, or if you want for you, go to the text-based editing section and you can make the changes there. But for me, I prefer it in editing, the text, and just double click it, and straight away we can change it to ChatGPT, hit enter, and you can see straight away, if I just go back and press play. About ChatGPT, when it came out and straight away you can see that it's made the difference. But one thing I've also noticed is that this here is a little bit higher than the others. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go through all of this, make the changes myself, because you don't need to see me doing that, and show you the finished result after. So now that I've finished making the amendments to my spelling mistakes, I just want to show you the final part of the process with the video. So just to show you quickly, I'm not gonna go through every part of the video, but for example here with the ChatGPT stuff, where the writing was a little bit too high, for example, you will now see that I've basically brought that down. And there was a couple other ones again where it said something about Open AI and it completely misspelt it. But the fact that the AI can do this and you're not manually having to type this out saves so much time. And this is how I'm effectively able to make my shorts. So here we go. Here's a couple of interesting things to know about ChatGPT. When it came out in November 30th, 2022, in its first full week, it had, if you are a fan of Alex Hormozi, or you've never heard of him, or maybe you have, or you've just genuinely seen on social media now, these different types of captions that are like green, a little bit of yellow, maybe red or whatever with emojis, you can now do that and you can go in here and edit it and do whatever. Now, personally, I don't do any of that on my shorts, and the reason because of that, even though it does look amazing, it looks great, it's known as the Alex Hormozi font, it's known by him. So if people copy him, people are going to associate it with him, his style. And it definitely works for other social media creators, content creators who use that style and people come to their content and they're known for it as well. Absolutely, I'm not taking that away. But for me, I want to be known sort of for my own style and not sort of copy something that's popular right now, but may not become popular in the future, or maybe it will, I don't know. But for me, I'm really happy with the simple, more, you know, not even stripped back version where you've just got good clear font with a nice black border outline and it delivers the message. But for you, if you want to create captions more like this and not like mine, well, take this as I've shown you, use it as a foundation, and now go off and be creative, add in emojis, add in colors, adding backgrounds, do whatever you like. This is what I find really efficient for my workflow, and it really helps me connect with a wider audience, wider viewers. You know, it gets more viewers for me, the Future Fuel Cafe, and really at the end of the day, it helps me grow it. So that's what I do. So I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope it really improves your workflow and maybe changes your attitude towards creating shorts, creating short form content. You know, since AI software like this has come out or been integrated, you know, with AutoPod captions made by the AI built into Premiere Pro, it's just completely refined how I approach videos. It's given me a new lease of life, really, because gone are the days where you manually have to type out captions or recycle, resize videos and it take hours and hours and hours, which personally I found monotonous and soul destroying and was one of my least favorite parts. But shorts are definitely something that are gonna play a massive role in the future, and I don't see that going anywhere. So if we can use the AI tools to aid us and make our work so much more efficient and save us time in the process, then, you know, I think we're stupid not to. So anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the Future Fuel Cafe. And if you enjoy this type of content, I'm gonna make a lot more stuff about it. AI in general, ChatGPT, Midjourney, everything in between. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.